That's a very important question, and mostly when people refer to habits causing brain tumors, they're talking about use of electronic devices like tablets and mobile phones. And there's been a huge concern since mobile phones and tablets and all these Wi-Fi equipment came into the market that they might be affecting human health, especially the brain. Because long time ago when the mobile phones came, they were big, chunky in size. People used to hold them next to their head. Even now, some people would sleep with their mobile phone next to them, very close to them. And we do know that mobile phones do receive and emit radiation. However, the radiation coming from mobile phone, tablets and other devices is not ionizing radiation. So it's not the kind of radiation which can go into the body and create charged particles and ions. It's a non-ionizing radiation, but it still is radiation. There have been many studies done on mobile towers, people living close to mobile towers, and the radiation coming from those towers and affecting those people. There's also been a study in UK and many studies internationally which have studied the effects of mobile phones and the use of mobile phones and effects on human health, including the risk of brain tumors. Now, what these studies mostly did is it looked at how many hours did you use the mobile phone, whether you were using it directly to your ears or whether you was using in a speakerphone mode or you were using hands-free devices, wired or unwired hands-free devices. And overall, none of these studies have, fortunately, none of these studies have so far shown any significant increase in brain tumors. Having said that, some of the researchers and scientists are still skeptical and suspicious because the incidence of brain tumors has been going higher since the mobiles came into the market, which could be a sheer coincidence. The risk factor could be something other than the mobile phones. And the incidence of high-grade tumors, tumors which are more aggressive, the brain tumors which grow quickly, that has also been on the rise. And I've seen that in the UK population and also in the cohort of patients which are coming to my department, that this incidence has been rising. But we can't pin it down and we can't blame it on the mobile phones or other tablets and digital devices which we are using at present, because there's no strong evidence. But if you want to reduce your risk of radiation, non-ionizing radiation from mobile devices and phones, I would suggest that you use them only when required, minimize their use, keep them at least 2 feet away from you, especially when you're not using them, because the farther away they are, the less is the intensity of the radiation which is coming to you. Also, when you're sleeping in the night, I would suggest you put it on aeroplane mode, which stops emission of non-ionizing radiation from the mobile devices. Turn them off if you can, or put them as far away as possible. Put them in another room, unless you're expecting a very important call and you have to receive that. If you have to keep it in your room, keep it at a distance of 2 feet or more away from you. When not to use mobile phones, ideally when you are traveling in a car, in a moving vehicle, the radiation coming from the mobile phone is very high. The radiation received by the mobile phone is very high, and it's better not to use them in the car, avoid using them. Also, going on social media and looking at different kind of internet videos and stuff, better to be avoided. The reason is that when the car is moving, the mobile phone keeps on getting different receptions and different radiations from different mobile towers, and as the car moves through them, it keeps switching on and off and catching more and more radiation. So compared to when you're static in one place, when you are moving in a car, especially, the amount of radiation which is coming to the mobile phones and coming out of mobile phones is much higher. So it is suggested that when you are traveling, you should avoid using the mobile phone. So these are few of the habits which can reduce risk of non-ionizing radiation. However, once again, I'll stress that so far no studies have been able to show a strong link between this non-ionizing radiation coming from mobile phones and devices and the risk of brain tumors. There has been one study which showed that there might be slight increase in risk of benign non-cancerous brain tumor known as meningiomas, but that is also not significant enough to give a warning or to ask people not to use mobile devices.